How's it going, everybody? Today we are jumping back in the Gothic remake and we are going to get ourselves the crawler plate armor. Now we are going to be able to get this armor through a quest called the mine crawler armor that we can pick up from Wolf over at the new camp in chapter 4 of the video game. There is quite a bit of work that we have to do before we unlock the quest and get ourselves the armor, which is actually really good. The armor has a ton of defense, so you are going to have to bear with me with this one because there are quite a few steps that we have to follow. So as soon as chapter 4 starts, we are going to have to focus on the first main quest line for a bit, and then we are going to be able to unlock the secondary armor quest. And our first main quest line will be to find a mage called Xardas, and he will be in this big tower on the south side of the map. It's the Isengard looking tower, it's impossible to miss. But when we reach the tower, we are going to encounter the tower guardian, who says that he will let us in the tower if we defeat 3 golems, and the golems are just around the tower, they're not that far away. But here's the thing, personally I encountered a small problem with this quest. After I defeated all the golems and took, the necessary items from them, the tower guardian would not speak with me anymore. He was bugged, I guess. I just couldn't continue the quest, I couldn't give him the quest items that I got from the golems, but I did find a workaround. And the workaround goes something like this: as soon as we reach the tower, we don't speak with the guardian and instead we go for the golems first and get the quest items from them. So we reach the tower, we don't speak with the tower guardian, and instead we go for the golems and pick up the items that the guardian needs before we speak with him. And the golems aren't all that hard to find. When it comes to the first one, as soon as we leave the tower, we have to turn left and follow the path that's right in front of us, and that path will lead us to the stone golem, and this guy is not all that powerful. I took him down with the orc hammer, which does about 50 damage. A hammer or a mace works well against the golems. So I defeated him and picked up the quest item, and when it comes to the second golem, he's really easy to find as well. From that area where we fought the stone golem, we have to go back towards the tower, we have to go back the way we came, and as soon as we get close-ish to the tower, we will see a path to our right, and that path will lead us up the mountain, and we just gotta follow it and climb up the mountain until we reach the snow. We are going to encounter a couple of wolves up there as well, and at the end of that path, we are going to have a big ice cave, and that is where we can find the second golem. And this guy is an ice golem, and for this guy I used the Rain of Fire scroll, and that scroll literally took it down instantly in just one shot with one single scroll use. And when it comes to the third and final golem, we are going to be able to find them close to the tower. So as soon as we leave the tower, we have to turn right and go towards this lava that we can see in the distance, and at the top where the lava is, that is where we are going to have a cave, and that is where the final golem will be. So we just have to follow the path and climb up to the cave, and this is arguably the hardest golem to defeat, especially if we don't have a lot of fire protection. But with a couple of ice scrolls and a good mace or hammer, we should be able to take it down and loot it and pick up the quest items. And now that we defeated all the golems and took the quest items from them, we can go back to the tower, and the guardian will say, oh, if you want to enter the tower, you have to defeat 3 golems, and we can say, I've already done it. And we can give him the items, and he will let us up into the tower where we are going to meet the wizard. And when it comes to the wizard, he will send us to meet an orc, and the orc will be right over here where I am on the map at the top of this mountain, and the orc will send us to meet another orc that was being held at the free mine. But as it turns out, the free mine was taken over in chapter 4 by the old camp. So if we wanted to get to the orc, we had to free the mine, and this is where our armor quest will start. After we're done talking with the orc, we can go back to the new camp and we can stop by the water mage's room, which is in this big cave here, and a mage called Rioridian will stop us and tell us that Gorn is waiting for us near the free mine, and he will help us, take it back from the enemy. And now finally we are going to be able to pick up our armor quest. When we go towards the mine, we have to take this road right up here on the north side of the new camp, and at the end of the road we are going to meet Wolf, and he's going to say that he had an idea for a new sort of armor that he wanted to craft from mine crawler plates. And since we were heading to a mine, he wanted our help to get some plates from the crawlers, and if we decide to accept the quest, he will teach us how to harvest the plates. But after accepting the quest, we can keep on going down the road, and the road will lead us to Gorn and to the free mine. And of course at the mine we have to defeat the enemies that took it over, and then we can also look for the mine crawlers. There are quite a few of them around, including a boss at the bottom of the mine. Alright, let's see, how strong is the mine crawler tyrant? It seems like our bow doesn't really do any damage to it. Let's switch to our hammer. Oh, here we go. The hammer does a ton of damage. Alright, here we go. Not that strong. And we got him. 500 experience as well. This orc hammer has made our life so much easier. It's so good. And let's see, when it comes to the boss here, he's going to give us 6 of these plates that we need to make the armor. Nice. Now after we defeat a couple of crawlers and get their plates, I think I got around 26 of them from the mine, but I don't think we need all of them to make the armor. We need maybe 20 or so, but I just wanted to make sure that we had enough. Now after we get the plates, we can go back to Wolf, and he will be on that same road where we met him earlier, and as soon as we give him the plates, he will leave the road and go back into the big cave at the new camp, so he will not stay on the road. We can actually follow him all the way back to his cabin, which is in that big cave. And his cabin is going to be kind of at the back of the cave, in the kind of southwestern corner of the cave. But here's the thing, he says that making the armor will take a few days, but I waited and I waited for about, I think 7 or so days and nothing. He did not want to craft it at all. So what I did, I went around questing and I checked on him, every now and again, but he did not have the armor. He just wouldn't craft it. He did not craft it until I reached chapter 5 of the video game, and as soon as I reached chapter 5, I went back to him, and he was like, yep, here you go, I got it. So it took an entire chapter for him to craft the armor. Oh, and here we go, I think the armor is actually done. It only took 1 chapter, but it's now finally finished.
Any progress on that special armor?
Actually, yes. I found a way to connect the plates. Let me tell you, it wasn't easy. So the thing's done. And it's tougher than just about anything short of Gomez's armor. Let me fetch it for you.
Thanks. I owe you one.
Don't mention it. Good luck out there.
Alright, and we leveled up as well. Nice. And let's see, what's the deal with the armor here? If we go in our inventory and take a look at our armor sets here, we have the crawler plate armor, which has some really nice stats here. Let's equip it. And let's go outside and take a proper look at it. Alright, and check it out. This right here is our new armor set, and it does look pretty tanky, and that's because it is kind of tanky here. So if you take a look at the stats, when it comes to edge damage and blunt damage, you have 80 points on both of those, and then 15 on point damage. And then when it comes to the elements like fire, wind, ice, and energy, we have just 10 points. But look at this. We are barely taking any damage when we get attacked. So what is this, edge damage or blunt damage? I feel like it might be edge, since we're kind of getting stabbed here a little bit. But we're barely taking any damage. We are going to be an absolute tank. Especially if we equip, some rings. So at the moment we have the Ring of Iron Skin equipped, which gives us even more edge and blunt protection. And then this one here gives us, health and mana. But if we want, we can replace this one with a different ring to kind of compensate for the shortcomings of this armor. So this armor doesn't have all that much protection when it comes to, the elements. But we can equip a ring here. For example, this one here. And this one is going to help us, with fire, wind, ice, and energy. So we can, do this and then do that. And there we have it, that is how we managed to get the armor. As I've mentioned at the top of the video, we do need to go through, quite a few things before managing to unlock the quest and get the armor. But I think it's well worth it since the armor is pretty powerful. But we'll stop here for today. Thank you so much for taking the time to check out this video. I hope you have enjoyed. In case you did, be sure to drop some stuff and things down below, and I will see you in the next video.